something extraordinary is happening in the world of artificial intelligence, and it has very little to do with chatbots or language models. It has everything to do with money, power, and the future of digital advertising as we know it. OpenAI, the company that gave the world ChatGPT and fundamentally altered how billions of people interact with technology, is now aggressively expanding its advertising pilot program to more countries around the globe. And if you think this is just a minor business update, you need to think again, because the implications here run extraordinarily deep. Let's break down exactly what's happening. OpenAI has been quietly testing an advertising framework, and now, rather than keeping that experiment contained to a small, controlled environment, the company is pushing outward fast. This expansion signals that the internal data they've gathered from the initial pilot was compelling enough to accelerate rather than pause. Companies do not scale advertising experiments aggressively unless the early numbers are telling them something they really like. Now, consider the context here. OpenAI's primary revenue stream has largely been subscription-based, through ChatGPT+, enterprise licensing, and API access. But subscriptions have a ceiling. Advertising, historically speaking, does not. Look at Google. Look at Meta. The advertising model is what transformed those companies from interesting tech platforms into trillion-dollar empires. OpenAI is clearly watching that playbook very carefully. What makes this particularly fascinating is where OpenAI sits in the information ecosystem. When someone searches Google, they're expressing an intent they want something. But when someone talks to ChatGPT, they're often in a deeper, more vulnerable cognitive state. They're problem-solving, they're researching, they're making decisions. OpenAI's ad expansion tells us something profound. The age of idealistic, mission-driven AI is quietly giving way to the age of monetized AI, and the question we should all be asking is not whether that transition was inevitable, but whether we were ever truly ready for what comes next.